Welcome back to the Football Manager Hunger Games. Now, I had a reasonably good response to the first episode of this, and a few suggestions which some of them were probably right, and some of them were quite interesting opinions about the series. And probably the vast majority of them were saying perhaps 6.9 is a bit high, which I tend to agree with, but at the same time the Hunger Games is really harsh. In the real Hunger Games, everyone dies, so I suppose by deleting and terminating the majority of contracts, then it's been realistic to the Hunger Games story. So I'll continue this way for this series. Maybe in a future one, if I do something different, I may mix it up a bit. But this is the table as it stands at the start of December. I haven't deleted the December players yet. Also, people have said, aren't teams going to just sign players for free, but in a free transfer? Which I guess is true, but then again, their contracts just get terminated again anyway. So if we look at Arsenal, for example, this is the players they have left. All I've done is I click on last 5 games, and any player under 6.9 gets terminated. So these players this time will be terminated, including Szczesny there. But they've still got Oxlade-Chamberlain, Ramsey, Arteta, Giroud. If we look at the transfers, they haven't actually signed anyone on a free. So all these players obviously have gone, if you have a look at the list, on frees. I don't know if they've been... Koscielny's gone to Lyon. Perhaps most of the players are going abroad. Mertesacker doesn't have a team. Vermaelen doesn't have a team. Flamini is at Lille, so a couple of players going to France. Podolski hasn't gone anywhere. Rosicky has gone to... No, he hasn't gone anywhere either. Carl Jenkinson. So most of the players haven't actually found teams yet. Maybe they will in January. Walcott hasn't found anyone. Obviously the free transfer window has ended as well, so no one can actually sign anyone until January. So yeah, I'm just going to go down the list, delete those players, and then see where we are. But I'll just show you how the teams are just before deleting them. And Aston Villa have had a hell of a lot of players deleted. Most of these players are youngsters. They've still got Nzogbia, but he's unregistered. It's really strange. I think maybe we deleted him and then he came back. Possibly. No, I'll have to check the transfers actually to see. No, they haven't signed anyone either. I mean, all these players have gone. They've lost so many players. It's ridiculous. If I just go down the list, and then you can pause it if you want to see all the players that have gone and the players that have come in to the teams. Chelsea haven't lost too many players. They've lost Mikel, Torres, Ramirez. That's quite a big loss. Crystal Palace lost a lot of players there. You can just pause it if you want to have a look. Then Everton, losing all these players, likes of Seamus, Coleman, Heitinga. Then Fulham have lost loads of players. I mean, I don't know why these teams are still loaning players out to lower down teams, because they need these players. They've lost Scott Parker, Rita, Damien Duff. Hull City lost a load of players. I mean, millions. So I suppose 6.9 is a bit harsh, but that's what the Hunger Games is about. It's just a bit of fun. We're going to see how messed up the league table is by the end of the season, where players are, where they've decided to go. It's just quite interesting to see, really. Manchester City decided to sign Lucas Leiva, but that was before all of this carnage happened. But they've lost Javi Garcia, Pantilman, Fernandinho, Milner, Dzeko, Jesus Navas, Joe Hart. Most of the keepers were deleted quite early because they had poor starts to the season. So Man United have lost the Rafael and Fabio, the Silva twins, Lindegaard, Welbeck, Newcastle, all of these players. Obviously a lot of youngsters are being deleted as well, because they come in, don't play very well, and then have their contracts terminated as well. So the January transfer window is going to be very interesting to see. The next video I will do, it will be the start of March, So that will probably just be at the end of the free transfer window for that section of the year, and we'll see how everyone is doing and who's moved around. Southampton have lost quite a few players. I mean, every team's lost a lot of players. Probably Chelsea have lost the least, but I don't think that. I think Man United are top. Can't quite remember. We'll have another quick look after this. Sunderland have actually done reasonably well. I think they're quite high up the league. Swansea have lost a lot of players, but quite a few youngsters there. Tottenham lost Vertonghen, Townsend, Lennon, Capoue, Sigurdsson, Dawson. They've lost a lot of top quality players there. West Brom. So the teams haven't signed. It's strange that I suppose they can't sign players on a free in England because they won't be able to register them after the registration window closes. I don't think you can you? So that's maybe why. This is West Ham, last team to look at. So we'll just have a quick look at the Premiership game. Man United at top, then it's Chelsea, then Sunderland in third. They've done well. Norwich are sixth. So the big teams are at the top, and the smaller teams are close to the bottom. But Southampton are in the relegation zone. Newcastle near the bottom. If we just have a quick look at the stats, the player stats, we can see Juan Mata's got the highest average rating. He's going to be safe probably for the rest of the season, unless he does do terrible in 5 games in a row. Thing is, that's the thing. 6.9 isn't that high. All the player has to do is have one really good game out of those 5 games, get an 8.1 rating, and then that pushes them above the 6.9. So if you can't get a really good rating in 1 out of 5 games, then you deserve your contract to be terminated, and you don't deserve to win the Hunger Games. I don't know how many players are going to be left, though. Obviously the players coming in January will mess it up again, but that's why I've done a video now just before that window just to show you who will be left going into that transfer window and who is available. Goals wise, Negredo and Joe Mason are top scorers. So that's pretty much the end of this episode. I'm going to delete the December players that need to be deleted. And then holiday at 2 March. Deleting players every month based on their last 5 games. And then I will show you the update. So I hope you're enjoying this. It's a bit crazy and a bit random, and some of you probably think this is a bit pointless. But it's another experiment. It's a spin-off of my experiment series, and I will be doing other Football Manager experiments using the in-game editor at some point, just to see. I mean, someone suggested halfway through the season swapping the teams round and putting them swapping the best players into the lower down teams, and the lower down teams getting the big players halfway through the season. Just that could be a really interesting experiment. But there's endless possibilities. You're welcome to give me ideas. But at the moment I'll be continuing with this. There'll be a couple more videos, and then possibly another Hunger Games at some point. But thank you for watching. Please leave a like and a comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already.